Hello, my name is Rachel Simmonds and I am a bassoonist from Fort William, Scotland. I'm currently in my first year of my 2-year Masters at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland here in Glasgow. And last year I got my first taste of working professionally, and since then I've freelanced with Scottish Opera in 2 of their shows, and I was also lucky enough to have the opportunity to be recorded on a film soundtrack for the movie Stella, which was scored for string quartet with bassoon and piano. It was really intimate and a really cool experience. This year I'm freelancing in Glasgow, but I have also started teaching, and I'm really looking forward to growing more of a base here in Glasgow doing that. I actually started on the clarinet, but I always wanted to swap to a bigger instrument. I had in mind the saxophone, but when the bassoon was put into my head, I went away and listened to some music, and I remember hearing the first movement of Saint-Saëns' bassoon sonata, and I knew I definitely wanted to try bassoon. So I spoke to my woodwind teacher Karen Thompson, and after about a year we were able to find a school bassoon for me to try out. I started with a friend having lessons on bassoon, but I ended up being the only one to stick with it, and there weren't any other bassoon students in Fort William. I was able to overcome this hurdle with the help of Agar Trust, as their support allowed me to travel to groups such as Highlands Young Musicians and NIOS, where you could meet and play beside bassoonists and all the other instruments of kids your own age, but more importantly you could meet professionals and hear professionals, and that I think is really important for bassoon. The Agar Trust also supported my travel from Fort William to Glasgow for private lessons once a month with Janet Block-Switch from the ages of 16 to 18 before I came to RCS. A message to my younger self would be to always play pieces that you really love, because that will come across in any performance. And I think it's a great idea to keep a playlist of all the pieces you ever want to play, or pieces that you love, for days where you can't or don't want to practice, and you can still feel that inspiration. So much of music is linked to nature, and that is how my hometown of Fort William inspires me in a way that the city doesn't. When you have space around you and freedom to breathe, it allows for a much deeper understanding and feeling for music, where I think the city does have a faster pace of life. For instance, if you're in the Highlands of Scotland and listening to composers such as Sibelius, you really feel the connection and inspiration that they had from their own surrounding landscapes too.